Hello and welcome to another episode of That's Mental TV with the wonderful Ellen Steele. Hello. Welcome to the show, Ellen. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good. I am really good. And
Good.
all the better for speaking to you because you're a bundle of light and hope. And our viewers will know why shortly. So tell us a bit about yourself, Ellen. Who are you?
Yeah, so I'm Ellen. I'm 20 years old. I live in Essex, but I study in Nottingham, going into my final year of an English degree. Um, Over lockdown, I've worked many things. I'm one of those people that does lots of jobs. I did some Hermes delivering. I'm a waitress, delivery driver. I'm all of these things, and yeah, just getting excited to get back into a year of studying this year, really.
Wow. Wow. So you've been a you've kept yourself quite busy in lockdown then, haven't you?
Very busy. I'm one of those people that can't really sit still, and all my friends can vouch for that. I can't, on a single day off in a week, I'll lay in for 2 hours and then be up doing something else ridiculous. I find keeping myself busy very, very important, and talking to other people. I'm very social. I can't really spend time on my own for too long before I'm chatting away and needing to have some contact with other people. So anything I could do to do that, even if distance, even if on Zoom, on FaceTime or anything, was really important to me straight away in lockdown.
Wow. So this is interesting because quite clearly you're an extrovert
Yeah,
and
very much.
you've used, what you've got in your surroundings to help you with your mental health, being
Yeah,
an extrovert.
yeah,
Um,
definitely. I think for a long time with me, I found it difficult to understand my own mental health, and I still do. I think everyone does. It's You can just about understand it, and then it changes again, just like your physical health. I can probably understand what my mind was like at 15, but it's 5 years on from that now, and I'm constantly changing and constantly having to re-understand myself and how my mind works. And I think one thing that I'm really happy I have grasped, and probably only in the last 2 or 3 years, maybe since just starting uni, is how I know to make myself feel at least temporarily better in times. I think it's very easy, even for extroverted people like myself, to think I'm not in a good place right now, even if just for a day, or I don't feel good. I'm going to stay at home and I'm going to watch some TV by myself, and I'm going to eat loads of chocolate, or I'm going to, XYZ, do all these things. And I used to do that. And the thing is, okay, maybe it was comforting at first, but after the second hour of sitting by myself, knowing all my friends are out doing other things, I felt awful and actually worse for it. And I've realized now that in those times, no matter how hard it can be, at least for the first half an hour, first hour, if someone's going somewhere and I know that it will make me feel better to be with other people, I just say, right, you've just got to go. Even if it's just not necessarily going out, spending money, or going clubbing, which obviously is quite a pressure at uni, but even if it's just, oh, everyone's going to sit in my friend's room and they're going to watch a movie and they're going to do that. Even if I just say to myself, I'll just go for 20 minutes. I'll just go for 20 minutes. I never end up going for 20 minutes. I always end up going for the whole time, having a great time, chatting to everyone, because I can't sit quietly because that's me. But I'll say to myself, I just need to go and sit, enjoy other people's company for 20 minutes, and I'll feel a bit better. And it always works, but it doesn't mean that every time it isn't hard, really, really hard. When you're thinking, oh, I just want to sit by myself, I don't think I want to see anyone, I'm feeling really anxious, I'm feeling really upset, I'm feeling very, personally, I can feel when I'm very emotional, like the world behind your eyes, you feel like you just feel really worked up. But I know for a fact now, and it's tried and tested with me, that I need to spend time with other people, and other people always bring me up. So I have to force myself to do it. And I'm so grateful that I've learned that, because younger me definitely didn't have that skill.
You've touched on so many facets there, positive ones about knowing yourself, which actually impacts your mental health. Firstly, you have learnt, you've tried and tested different things that work for you and that don't. And secondly, you applied that, and you also know what your triggers are.
Yeah.
Being a young woman of the world that we currently live in, which is quite intense, but also there's also a lot of beauty and hope in the world that we live in. We believe that because we've just been chatting off air, haven't we,
Exactly.
about some really good positive stuff about life and faith and all those things that come with it. So how do you you seem like an upbeat, positive person, and you have figured out that it's about mindset, and you're quite a self-aware person, which is amazing. Not everybody is like that.
Yeah.
At 20, I wasn't as self-aware as you. It took me a while to get there, but when I did, it was great. So how do you, what would you say for anybody who's watching right now going, Ellen, this is all well and good that you know yourself well enough, but how would I figure out what works for me? How do I try and test? So have you got friends who are introverts, who are the complete polar opposite?
Yeah, I think I where I do sort of so many things, I'm always doing activities and meeting new people. My friends are very, very different. I have, in fact, I'm probably very different from all my friends in lots of ways. You know, some of them might be extroverted, but still extroverts are very different people as well. And I think it is very easy for me to say now, looking back on the last couple of years, going, oh, I definitely know how to make myself feel better in a lot of situations. But it's also important to highlight, even for my past self looking forward, that I didn't always have that time. You know, there's always going to be a time, and I don't have that now all the time. I can't sit every time I feel down and say I know exactly how I'm going to make myself feel better right now. But you have an idea. If you're going to start off with something that's going, you know, I've had this feeling, I keep getting this, whether it's a low sort of an insecurity feeling, maybe an anxiety within you, whatever the feeling is, you start to recognize that feeling recurring, and you need to kind of draw parallels and think, when did I feel like this last time? Was there a reason? Is there something similar as to why I felt like this time, why I felt like it last time? You know, is it before a big event? Is it before you're going to go out with a lot of people, out with a particular person that maybe you don't know too well, or, you know, something like that? Try and draw those parallels and think about what tiny thing made you feel better last time, even if it was, oh, I made sure that I wore that really nice jumper that I feel really comfortable in. It does that, and that's not meant to be a materialistic aesthetic thing, but just something that you know that you will put that on, and you won't worry about your appearance in that jumper for that moment. Because even just eliminating one tiny thing, or, you know, I really like these earrings, I'm going to wear these earrings today, that can help you make yourself physically feel better. Even if saying, you know, beforehand, I might say I'm going to be 10 minutes late because I really want to sit, I want to have a shower before I go, a proper, like, a nice long shower before I go. That's absolutely fine. Give yourself those treats. Don't punish yourself and think, you know, I've made a plan and I said I'm going to be there at 5 p.m. exactly, and, you know, all these things, and add all these extra pressures. It's absolutely fine. You know, cancel culture is a big discussion at the moment, I feel, online, and it's absolutely fine to say to people that you don't want to do things or that you need to change a plan. Just speak to them. Communication is so important with other people, so that they can understand that you're not doing it to spite them. It's nothing on them. You don't want to not spend time with them or that they've done anything wrong. It's just for yourself. You just need to do a couple of extra things before you leave the house today because you're not feeling great. And you don't have to say all of those things. Just say, really sorry, going to be 10 minutes late today. I hope that's okay. And they probably wouldn't have even noticed had you not told them, but it's just nice to say. So you've got to look at yourself and think, even if there's one small thing, even have your favorite breakfast that morning, you know, that can really set you up for a nice day. Think about it the night before. Tomorrow morning I'm going to have a bagel for breakfast. Sometimes I think about that and I look forward to it for the whole 12 hours of sleep, and I'm really excited about it. And accept that something that small can make you that happy for a day. Nothing has to be so infamous, so amazing. It doesn't always have to be so overwhelmingly, I've had such a, you know, positive well-being day because I've done XYZ. It can literally be like, I'm wearing my favorite socks, and that can be fine, and you can accept that, and you can all day go about going, I'm wearing my favorite socks, and everyone needs to know, or nobody needs to know. It's completely up to you, and you're in control. You just have to remember that you're in control of yourself, and no one can get in and change that. Like, you have the power. And I think that's a really important thing to remember.
Absolutely. And a lot of the coaching work that I've been doing this year is all about helping people to discover the control. Is it yourself? Is your control coming from within, or are you allowing external, you know? And sometimes it's a bit of both, because that's life, isn't it? So you've touched on something there that I really want to delve into a little bit.
Yeah.
You've talked about, you know, having a positive well-being day, and we don't all have them all the time. So what do you do when you're having a day that's not full of positivity and well-being?
Yeah, I think naturally, and this isn't necessarily a good thing that I end up doing on those days, but I'll probably end up crying and thinking about, you know, in inverted commas, how bad my life is. And just to comment, I'm not saying my life is bad overall, but how bad you feel in that moment things are going in your life, whether that's other people, the tasks that you set yourself that you haven't achieved yet, or I might add as well, yet you haven't necessarily achieved them yet, and things that you want to get done. I'll end up sort of groveling in myself. And the thing is, as we've already mentioned, being extroverted and being used to speaking with people, I can't do that for very long before it almost feels like it's driving me insane. I can't sit here and just grovel for that long without going, I need to find a plan to get out of this, because I can't sit like this for 3 days. I can't sit like this for 3 hours. Actually, I need to get myself up and do something about it. Sometimes that doing something about it will literally be changing out of my pajamas into something equally as comfortable but slightly more going out attire, and go downstairs and make a cup of tea and be out of my bedroom. So I've got, well, you can see here, I've got quite a small bedroom. I love it, it's perfect for me. But if I sit in here all day, and I found this straight away in lockdown from the first day, my bed has to be made and I need to be out. I can't relax on my bed in that day. It doesn't matter how much I want to stay in, I need to just get up. Even if I get up, move downstairs and sit on the sofa, it makes a difference, because you've got, you know, you're there, that's your day position. You're not just asleep. And if all night you've been having a bad night thinking about how negative you feel, or how insecure you feel, or how anxious you feel, the worst thing to do is to stay in that physical place where you were feeling those emotions, I feel. Even if you just need to get out, and whether that's going out on a walk, I think that's something lockdown's taught a lot of people, that sort of the beauty of your own home. The area where I live in is so beautiful, and there's some walks that I've never ever done that I've now done probably about 45 times. Lockdown, and it's the same route. It's not even very long, it's probably about 20 minutes, and I love it. I walk and there's some sheep, and every morning I was just saying hello to the same sheep and thinking, wow, I can't believe this is making me so happy, when I didn't even know it was here. And I think that's the thing I do on those days. You need to find little things, and I know that is easier said than done, because it can be easy to see a massive positive thing. And I had such a positive day today because I went to Thorpe Park with all my friends. Yes, that sounds amazing, that's an incredible day, but it's also quite expensive and quite rare, and a big trip, and that's your whole day sorted, done. And do you know what I mean? That's a lot of organisation required. You can also have a really, really good day because you watched your favourite film and got to sit and chat with a sibling that maybe you didn't get to chat to that much because you've been busy doing other things. And that's what I like to do, kind of take pride in the little things that I'm doing. Even things like, oh, I just organised my drawer and it looks really nice. I will literally get the whole family in to look at it and look at how nicely my tops look in this drawer. And the thing is, if you've got a supportive network, and I know that I'm so lucky to have that, but if you've got a supportive network, whether that is at home, whether that is a friend that you phone to show them how, you know, as the same example, how neat your drawer looks, those people will be happy for things like that. You shouldn't need to worry that they're going to say that that's silly. They'll be happy in no matter what you're doing, whether it's the tiniest thing that made you happy or whether it's the biggest, you're just creating a masterpiece for your wall. Everything can be amazing. I think that's my mantra that you need to live by. Everything can be incredible. Doesn't matter whether it's incredible to John down the road or to someone else. If it's incredible to you, it's incredible, and that's the line. And you need to remember that. And it's so easy to forget, and I forget all the time. I need to listen to myself, but just try to remember how powerful your attitude towards each thing can be on its own. Just your mindset can change everything.
And you know, this is really great, because one of the other questions I was going to ask you was around social media. You know, you're in a social media age. So social media when I was your age wasn't around. You know, we had these big thick brick mobile phones and that was the biggest craze for us. But you know, validation, and what you've just said is validate yourself. Don't look, what you said in different ways, don't look for other people to validate yourself first and then share it with others. And that is so, you know, I wish someone had said that to me to my younger self. But you seem really wise, you've got a good head, you're a grounded person. How does social media affect you, or does it affect you? Are you on social media?
Social media, it affects me a lot. I am on social media. I'm on sort of all the regular channels, I suppose. I've got Twitter, Instagram, I've got Snapchat and Facebook and stuff like that. And actually, again, this is another very recent, like, sort of lockdown thing I've been thinking about, just deleting it for some time. Even if it's just deleting it off your phone, doesn't mean I've deleted the account. I can still go on it. I can log on my laptop. I can do all these things. But to log on a computer, for me, even if it's just sort of the routine of it, it's effort. Yeah. Not really bad effort, but it is an effort. You have to put in your password. You have to have a look that you're actively on social media at that time. I've kind of made the distinction now of being actively on it and, you know, using it to see what people are up to, which can absolutely be fine. You can keep an eye on your friends, make sure they're okay, versus just scrolling aimlessly on your phone, which I kind of refer to as sort of passive social media. You're literally, it's almost like you wake up, and I am guilty of it. I literally did it this morning, where I wake up and I'm like, oh, what can I look at? I'm not looking for anything. I'm not sitting there going, oh, I'm going to sit down for half an hour and do this. I'm just wasting time, and I'm just achieving nothing really. And I think it's in that time when you're not actively looking for something on social media that anything even remotely negative towards you grows. So if I was actively on my, on my laptop looking at something, there might be a beautiful photo of someone. I'll go, oh, that's a lovely photo. They, they look really confident. They look really happy. But that same photo, had I just been scrolled past it on my phone, I might have gone, oh my goodness, they look incredible, and that's what they look like at 8 a.m. And I don't look like that at 8 a.m. on a Thursday, and that is, I'm sitting here right now going, that is absolutely ridiculous. Like I know that's a completely irrational thought, and I can tell myself that now. But unless I'm right now, I'm feeling quite good about myself. I'm feeling, confident. I'm having a nice conversation. If I wasn't, it would be so easy for me to immediately draw comparisons. And I think that's the thing with social media. Everything's about comparison. How many likes have you got versus how many likes that person's got? How many followers have you got versus that other person? And it is that same thing. It's that kind of validation from people you don't even know most of the time. These celebrities with hundreds of thousands, millions of followers, that is incredible for them if that's what they want to achieve. But it's not all about that, and it's really difficult, and it's actually growingly difficult at this time when social media is everything. In fact, it's even some of the sort of like career paths that I potentially pursue are in social media. It's something I can't escape from. I think that's the thing. I'm saying I can delete it, but I can't delete it from the world. Whether I have it or not, it exists. And so I think now the way that I am trying to actively move forward with it is to use it for good. It is a very powerful tool, and how widespread something can get. You see, even just a video of something going viral, it can have been posted at 9 a.m. and the next morning at 9 a.m. it will have millions of views. It'll be worldwide. That is incredibly powerful. We can't underestimate that. And that can be used for the most positive things. The Black Lives Matter protests, just supporting people and sharing stories of struggle and anguish, but sharing stories of support, particularly in this time when everything's online. Nothing has been in person for a long time. That is so powerful. And I think you can actively choose to follow people, follow companies, organizations, etc. on social media that show you these positive things and show you how you can be a better person, rather than just following someone that posts a photo every day that you look at and think, wow, I wish my body looked like theirs. You can use it for your mind and you can use it for your body, but in the sense of, there's one thing that was really early on actually, and it was run 5k, tag 5 people and donate £5 to an NHS charity. That I think was incredible. Everyone would just post, I had a photo like that. I just run 5k. I looked absolutely dead. I looked like I couldn't run for 2 minutes, let alone for 5 kilometers. Tagged 5 of my friends and said, you do it as well. We all donated £5 to a charity. And that's incredible. That went absolutely mad. I knew everyone I knew was posting it, and I was tagged in it 6 times. I thought, do I do this 6 times now? But it was amazing. Everyone was chatting about it. And that had such a greater effect than everyone sitting on their own and not talking about how the fact that this celebrity just posted another photo of how good they look with the next level of surgery, and made me think, oh, maybe I should be getting that as well. And I think it's so easy. Both will always happen. You can't eliminate it, and you have to accept that. You have to accept that it's not always going to be all these positive things. But you can decide which ones you're a part of. And that's how it can become positive.
And that's powerful. That is the nugget. You choose, you in control. You have
to remain in control. When you feel out of it, you can just log off and go and look at those other pages. That's what you have to do. You've got to take yourself out of that situation, put yourself back in. Don't let someone else push you around and tell you where you're going, I think.
And I think that there's a debate here to be had, not for today, but with wider society, of personal responsibility as well. You're absolutely right. Social media is a powerful platform and tool, but there's got to be some personal accountability and responsibility. And that's where I feel that as a society, we could teach our children, our nieces, nephews, the youth of today, we could teach and educate them about that accountability that you choose, and the second thing is love. Everybody just wants to be loved, and that's where the whole validation thing comes from. So that's really, really powerful. I have to say, we are not advocating Black Lives Matter. Ellen is just using them as an example of how powerful social media can be when sharing stories of social justice. So wow. So this has been an amazing interview, and I'd love to invite you back on That's Mental at some point in the future. What words of encouragement could you impart for our viewers today before we go?
I think the most important thing is just keep going with everything. Keep going, because you might feel wonderful today, and then tomorrow it might feel like you've backtracked. But never think of it like that. Don't think of it as a journey that goes forward and back and forward and back. Everything is moving forward. Doesn't mean that you can't have a bad day, but that bad day is going to teach you so much about the next time you feel good. You'll appreciate it so much more. And every time you have a little blip, whether that's a bad day, a bad hour, a bad week, it will teach you how to feel good for a whole other month, a whole other year, a whole other 2 years, and to help someone else feel good for a whole other week, a whole other year. And I think that's what you've got to think. You are powerful for yourself, but you're powerful for other people as well. And I think you've got to remember that you have so much that you can do, and you will do it as long as you believe that you can.